Hi everyone, and welcome back to the S&P Saga, your weekly recap of the S&P 500 index. We'll reveal the winners and losers that drove 41% of the index performance, changes to the index, and which companies will announce earnings next week. Tech and financial stocks took another beating last week, except for Nvidia and Berkshire Hathaway. Energy stocks also bounced back, wrapping this fourth consecutive down week. As usual, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to understand how individual stocks impact the S&P 500. Let's jump right into this week's review. The S&P 500 closed the week at 5,638.94 cents, down 2.3% from last week and losing 1.2 trillion of market cap. The P/E ratio, based on current price and latest earnings, stands at 28.17, down 0.67 points since last week. Let's go to your gainers. Nvidia, up 219.1 billion or 8%, driven by anticipation of new AI product announcements at the upcoming GTC event. Intel, up 14.8 billion or 16.5%, following the appointment of Lip-Bu Tan as the new CEO and speculation about potential strategic shifts in its foundry business. Exxon, up 12.7 billion or 2.7% on no specific news. Netflix, up 11.5 billion or 3% on no specific news as well. ConocoPhillips, up 10.6 billion or 9.2% as a JPMorgan analyst maintained an overweight rating on the stock. Micron, up 8.7 billion or 8.4% as investors anticipate positive earnings next week. GE Vernova, up 6.7 billion or 8.4% as the company was among the selected suppliers to renew the UK grid. Boeing, up 6.1 billion or 5.2% as the company reported increased deliveries compared to the same period last year, suggesting a turnaround. CrowdStrike, up 5.5 billion or 6.7% on no specific news. Charles Schwab, up 4.5 billion or 3.4%, driven by a strong year-over-year surge in February core net new assets. Moving to your losers. Apple is down 384.7 billion or 10.7% following a downgrade by Morgan Stanley due to delays in AI feature rollouts for Siri. Alphabet or Google down 99.3 billion or 4.6%, influenced by the US DOJ's confirmation of efforts to break up Google's monopoly, including a potential divestiture of its Chrome browser. Lilly down 53.3 billion or 6.5% on no specific news. Walmart is down 50.8 billion or 6.9% due to strained relations with Chinese suppliers over tariff cost absorption. Meta down 45.8 billion or 2.9% on no specific news. Tesla down 40.8 billion or 4.8% on continued declining sales and political controversies surrounding CEO Elon Musk. Microsoft down 35.3 billion or 1.2% on no specific news. Costco down 27 billion or 6.3% on no specific news. JPMorgan down 26.7 billion or 3.9% on no specific news as well. And finally Visa down 26.3 billion or 3.9% on no specific news. The news was announced after our episode recording last week, but there were 4 changes announced to the S&P 500 that will be effective on March 24th, 2025. BorgWarner, down 11% over the past year, will be replaced by Doordash, up 41% over the same period. Teleflex, down 36% over the past year, will be replaced by TKO Group Holdings, up 75% over the same period. Celanese, down 64% over the past year, will be replaced by Williams-Sonoma, up 18% over the same period. And finally, FMC Corp, down 36% over the past year, will be replaced by Expand Energy, up 27% over the same period. Q4 earnings are almost done, with 5 members releasing earnings last week and 15 companies left to report. 10 S&P 500 members will release earnings during the week ending March 21st, 2025. And the most interesting will be FedEx on March 20th, Accenture, Micron, and Nike on March 21st. Which company do you think will top the list next week and why? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our weekly updates. To find out why Alphabet and Verizon were up last week, you should watch this video next.